Shields up, Ironbreakers. Urich here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter. And I know what's going on in a lot of you guys' heads. You guys are going to be like, Urich, you took like a week off or whatever, then you came back and you didn't do any content. What's going on? And the thing is, I have been doing content. It's just most likely that YouTube hasn't really sent it to your inboxes because it's not related to Monster Hunter. The last two videos that I did, one of them was about Final Fantasy XIV, to let you guys know that I was going to be playing through Final Fantasy XIV. As a matter of fact, just last night, I actually finished the main story of Realm Reborn. Still have all the post-ARR quests to go through, so you guys know the struggle there. And I've also done a video on Oninaki, which is a game that I'm very curious about that's going to be coming out in August. So if you guys have missed out on those, you want to watch those are in the channel, but YouTube is not going to send them to you. But regardless of that, this last weekend was also my birthday, so I also took a little bit of time to spend with friends and hang out and all of that stuff. But today I actually wanted to come back and tell you guys about all of the event quests, because I know that there are people that are coming back to Monster Hunter World because of all of the events that we are getting, and some people are confused. And I already put out a community post, but again, very much like my previous videos, doesn't seem like that actually made the rounds. At least the number of likes and comments and engagement that particular community post had, it doesn't really seem appropriate to the usual engagement that I get with Monster Hunter posts. And as such, I decided, okay, fine, I'm going to hunker down and I'm going to do another full guide on event quests. It's going to be very much unedited. I'm going to go through every single event quest that has come out so far to let you guys know the ones that are worth spending your time into or not, okay? Again, it's not going to be an extremely edited video because this is just like, this is the fourth or fifth time that I'm doing this with, you know, one or two new achievements that are coming up. But it is just like an aggregate of information of everything that's being done. Before I begin, though, I'd really appreciate it if you guys follow me on Twitch. Remember that, because I'm still streaming a whole lot over there. And we're doing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV stuff, so just letting you guys know. And that's going to be what I'm going to be focusing most of my month of August in. But having said that, let's begin, shall we? So before we actually get onto the events themselves, each of the festivals gives you a specific kind of ticket. And some people might be looking like, oh, I want to craft this thing, and I don't know which event I have to do. That's because some of the things that you can get, they don't come from events. They come from doing the daily quests that you get from the festival, and thus acquiring festival tickets as well as daily bonuses. Because basically, if you log in during a festival and you get your login bonus, you're going to get tickets specific to that festival. So you're going to get your spring festival tickets if you log in during the spring festival. You're going to get your summer tickets if you log in during the summer festival, as well as just completing the daily bounties that are put forth. That is going to award you more of those tickets for that specific festival. Now, what can you craft with the tickets of each festival? Well, pretty much it's always going to be an armor set, or even I think it's actually two armor sets, because there's like a low rank version of the armor set as well as a high rank version of the armor set related to that specific festival. There are a couple of things that are different and specific to the Spring Festival because it was the very first one. They were experimenting with it. They were deciding how they were going to make the loot work for these festivals. And that's the reason why I think the Spring Festival in particular is slightly different. So with the Spring Festival tickets, you're able to craft a Blossom set for your cat. You're able to craft a Blossom set for yourself, a high-rank version as well as a low-rank version. But you cannot craft the Blossom layered armor set. In order to craft the Blossom layered armor set, you're going to have to hunt the Arch-Tempered Karen. I'm going to be talking more about Arch-Tempered Karen as we move forward in the video, but just know that if you're looking for the Blossom layered and you're wondering why can't I do like with every other festival besides Spring, why can't I get the Blossom layered set? That's why. You got to go kill Arch-Tempered Karen. Now, when you get to the Summer Festival tickets, you can craft armor for yourself, high rank and low rank, which is the Diver set. And you will also be able to craft the Aloha set for your Palico. And you'll also be able to craft the Diver layered armor. So you get like an actual armor set as well as a layered armor set, which is done through delivering stuff to the to the resource center. By the way, whenever you get yourself like a summer ticket or whatever, all you got to do is go to the workshop, talk to the blacksmith. He'll tell you, oh, you got to turn this thing in over at the resource center, and then you will get your layered armor set for the respective festival activity that you're doing. So that is the summer festival. Then there is the harvest festival, and that one, again, it is going to be a Palico armor set as well as a high rank and a low rank armor set for yourself, and then also the layered armor. And the layered armor of the autumn set, in my opinion, looks really good. Just a personal opinion. If there's one armor set that you would want to get, I would at least tell you guys, go get this one. The Orion one's also really good, as well as the guy. I mean, I think they're all good. I mean, maybe not the Blossom and the Diver. I'm not super fan of the Blossom and the Diver, but I really like Autumn, Winter, and the Appreciation one. But anyway, with the Autumn one, again, armor for your Palico, armor for yourself, low and high rank, as well as the layered armor set. When you get to the Winter Star one, you get the Orion set, which is pretty much like a Santa Claus outfit. It's pretty cool. So that is, again, high rank armor for yourself, low rank armor for yourself, a set for your Palico as well. And then the reason why I'm going through all of this is because on the Appreciation Fest, you get something else on top of it. On the Appreciation Fest, again, you get set for your Palico, set for yourself, high and low rank, the layered armor, as well as a lance. It is a sleep lance, but the main thing about this lance, in my opinion, is the looks of it. It's a quite unique looking lance. It looks almost like a standard, like if you were a standard bearer for an army. I don't remember exactly which of the symbols it has. It's been a long time. I've already crafted all of these things naturally. But, you know, it's a really cool looking lance. It's got a white backdrop, and it's got one of the symbols for one of the fleets. I think it might have been is it the 5th fleet? I don't know. It's either the 5th or the 1st fleet. It's got the symbols for one of the fleets, and it's a pretty cool looking lance. But again, it's mostly about the looks when it comes to that lance. It is a sleep lance, though, so, you know, if that is something that you want to get, it is with the Appreciation tickets that you get that. So now let's begin talking about the events themselves. One of the events that is going to be available, apparently throughout the entirety of the festivals, is going to be the Fury of El Dorado. I think we're all pretty much familiar with Goldilocks. Just in case you guys don't know how this works, you have to actually go into the Gathering Hub to start the siege of El Dorado. And in order to start that siege, I would advise you guys to get yourself a team, or just go for a lobby and look for a Kulve Taroth lobby and go at it. That way, I've farmed the crap out of this monster, probably more than any other monster in the game, because she's got the random weapons. She basically has the best weapons in the game. Like, I'm not even exaggerating here. Kulve Taroth has the best weapons in the game. So if you're looking to get some of the best weapons in the game right now, you can go do that in the Fury of El Dorado. Just be aware that most likely, and again, this is suspicion, I'm not 100% sure. Nobody really knows what's going to happen with Iceborne in regards to Kulve Taroth weapons, but the theory is that they will probably become obsolete when we hit Iceborne. So this is just if you want to enjoy like really powerful weapons before Iceborne comes, you should go do the El Dorado thing. However, you can still get the Kulve Taroth armor set. You know, I don't know. Again, I don't think anybody really knows if there's going to be an upgrade path for the Kulve Taroth weapons, but, you know, it is what it is. This event is specifically to get the Kulve Taroth armor, both alpha, beta, and gamma sets. There's currently 3 armor sets that you can get from Kulve Taroth, depending on whether or not you're able to enrage the boss. I have like a guide in the channel. You guys can look that up in the channel. Just look Kulve Taroth in the channel. There's like a ton of guides, a ton of builds, all that stuff. I'm not going to be linking each individual video for these events because there's just not enough cards in the YouTube system that would allow me to link all of them. Anyway, that is Kulve Taroth. I'm not sure how much I would advise you to do it because it does get frustrating, specifically if you're a new player and you're looking for a specific weapon. You might get burned out. I've burned out on this event like beyond any reasonable expectation. It is what it is. Now we got USJ Gold Star Treatment. This is it was a special quest that was only available in Japan for a while. This is going to enable you to craft the Azure Star Blade Longsword and the Azure Star Palico armor set, as well as you need to actually craft this blade if you want to have the high rank version of it. So you need to do this for the low rank version of the sword, and then you need to do a different USJ event in order to get high ranking materials to do the full the Star Blade. I don't remember what the name of the set is. It should tell us right here. It's the Star-Lord. I was wondering if it was Star-Lord because of the Marvel thing, but it is Star-Lord. There's another USJ event called USJ Blazing Stars. This gives you the materials to forge the Azure Star-Lord Alpha armor set and upgrade the Starblade Longsword. So this is mostly to have a cool looking set, more so than everything. This set is not meta at all. So if all you care about is meta, this is not something that you care about. This is just cosmetic things. It's just cosmetic stuff. It looks cool. It's a nice looking set, and you know it's a decent longsword. It's not the best. Like I said, the best stuff is over at Call of Taroth. So that's the USJ2 events, in case you guys were wondering what those were. However, I would at least advise you to check out the Gold Star treatment. Just do it once if you want to, because there's a really tiny Great Jagras, which is a lot of fun to fight. You can actually mount it, and it just looks like a little lizard, basically. So it is fun to do that, but you know, if you don't have the time, if you're trying to optimize your time, then just don't do it. Do something else. Lessons of the Wild. This enables you to craft your Watcher Palico armor set. This is exclusive to the PlayStation 4. So if you're not on the PS4, you're not going to have this event. This is because this is a crossover event with Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a fantastic game, by the way. Friggin' love Horizon Zero Dawn. But yeah, Lessons of the Wild allows you to craft a special set for your Palico, makes him look like a Watcher from Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a little robot. There's also a weapon, the Feline Watcher Grinder, which is a really cool looking weapon too. Then there's the Proving, which enables you to hunt a giant Anjanath, and you receive Nora Brave trophies. These trophies allow you to craft the Alloy armor set, which is a full set, very much like reuse set and all of that stuff. So it's not like you can equip, mix and match individual pieces. No, you equip the whole thing at once, and it lets you look like Aloy. However, if you just want to have the layered armor for Aloy, this is not the event that you want to do. This is to craft one of the armor sets for Aloy. Then we have a Rush of Blood. This is to craft the Mega Man Palico armor set. You basically got to kill a couple of Odogorons. There's also a really tiny Odogoron in this particular event, so that's fun too. But basically, the whole point of this is to craft the Mega Man Palico armor set, which turns your Palico into an 8-bit version of Mega Man. You can also craft like a Buster, I think, with the materials that you get from this. So you'll also be able to equip like a special weapon, but it's not a very good weapon in my opinion. It's just for looks. But then again, do you really need to min-max your Palico? It's not really a big deal. Then we got Code Red. Now, this allows you to craft Dante's Devil's Sword, as well as the Dante Alpha armor set. Now, there is a good piece that I personally like in the Dante armor set, which is the legs. It comes with 2 weakness exploit and I think 2 tier 1 sockets. It's not super meta at this point because, you know, Drachen set is the whole thing. But yeah, Code Red is still a cool quest. It's got unique music that you won't find in any other quest in Monster Hunter World. But it depends whether or not you are a fan of Devil May Cry. If you are a fan of Devil May Cry, you might want to do this quest at least once just to experience it, or maybe you want to craft Dante's Devil's Sword. It's an okay charge blade. Again, it's not meta because there's way better weapons now, but you know, it's still a fun quest. And I would advise you guys to at least try it out once just to experience the quest itself, even if you don't grind out the full Dante Alpha armor set. But it is a fun quest. SDF, Silent, Deadly, and Fierce allows you to craft the it's just a layered armor. It is the layered armor for Assassin's Creed. It makes you look like Bayek from Assassin's Creed Origins. And yeah, it's a fairly easy quest. Just go in there, and after, I think you have to do it either 2 or 3 times, and you get to basically get the Bayek layered armor. Makes you look like Bayek. It was actually one of those events that I don't think a lot of us really cared for. I don't know why, because I think we were all expecting it to either be Ezio, which is one of the most recognizable characters from the Assassin's Creed franchise, or the new ones, which is, I forget their names, the ones from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but instead it was Assassin's Creed Origins, which at least to me didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I don't want to get into that all that much. It's just, if you want to look like Bayek from Assassin's Creed, this is the quest that you want to do. Silent, Deadly, and Fierce. Then you have a visitor from Eorzea Extreme. This is basically, think of it like Arc-tempered Behemoth, and in my opinion, this is the hardest event in the whole game. I've done all of the events. I've done all of the fights. I've done everything. This is hands down the hardest thing in the whole game from my personal experience. I think there's been people that have soloed it. I would definitely not advise you to do that, especially if you're a new player. You're going to get very frustrated. This is designed to be played with 4 players, and it is designed for you to actually be communicating with those players because it's got some very specific mechanics that you need to master. Again, there's a video on this in the channel. If you want to look it up, just look for, I don't know, Extreme Behemoth, and you should be able to find my guide on it. Yeah, it's pretty challenging, and it's going to require a lot of coordination between you and your teammates in order to succeed. The reward from doing this is you get the Drachen layered armor set. It is the only way to get the Drachen layered armor set. It also gives you like a special title or whatever. And like I said, the main reason for doing this, there's no meta reason for doing it. Like, this is just about cosmetics. There's no item that you get that's super powerful. There's nothing. It's just a title and a layered armor set. So if you don't feel like doing this, it's not worth it for you to farm it. It's just for bragging rights, basically. Bragging rights and a layered armor set. And yeah, that's Extreme Behemoth. He's a pain in the ass. Then you have the Heart of the Nora. Like I told you guys earlier, if you wanted to get the layered armor set for the Aloy set, as opposed to actually getting an armor set that you can't mix and match, this is the quest that you want to do. It also gives you a new Aloy Gamma armor, which is more powerful than the previous sets, but still not even close to anything that most players will want to use. However, it does give you the Aloy layered armor, which allows you to look like Aloy regardless of the equipment that you have on you. So if you want to look like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, this is the quest to do. Remember, PS4 exclusive, so if you're on Xbox One or on PC, don't be surprised if you don't see these quests. Contract Woodland Spirit. This is the Ancient Leshen. This allows you to upgrade some of the equipment as well as get the layered armor from the Witcher 3 stuff. This is a pain in the ass of a quest. It is the second hardest quest in the game. Hardest thing ever is hands down the Extreme Behemoth. This to me is the second hardest thing in the game. Again, you are expected to go in with a party of 4 players. There are some tactics that allow you to overcome this. As a matter of fact, again, there's a video where I will go into greater detail. You guys can look that up in the channel. Just look for Ancient Leshen, and you should find the Ancient Leshen guide. The biggest problem that I have with this particular quest is that some of the materials that you are required to get from this in order to fully upgrade the equipment are extremely RNG. Like, I've done this quest God knows how long, and I just got to a point that I was like, dude, I don't even want to get I don't even want to upgrade like the dual blades or whatever it was that you got from this set. I just like, whatever, just give me the layered armor and I'm good. Because I just got tired of farming the quest. I could not get the one material to drop. There's a very specific material. I don't remember what it was. It was a pain in the ass. So if you really liked the Witcher event is fantastic, by the way. It is it's not actually an event. It is a permanent quest. It is a permanent addition to the game. I would advise you guys to check that out. This Woodland Spirit, though, I would only do it if you really want to get like a specific thing from The Witcher 3. I would not focus on getting every single thing from The Witcher 3 because, like I said, one of the materials is super rare to get. Up at the Crack of Dawn I wouldn't do this at all. Like, this is mostly for low-ranking stuff, and there's better ways of getting things, so I wouldn't do Up at the Crack of Dawn. Chew the Fat is pretty much the same thing. This is for low-ranked players that are just getting started out just so that they can have an event, but nothing that you can get from this is actually super important. Where Sun meets Moon, you get to craft these fluffy dual blades. They basically look like downy crakes. This is one of those things. Again, it's not meta. It's about the looks of the dual blades. They are sleep dual blades. So, you know, if you want to get those, go right ahead, but not super important. Yeah, cool with that. This is just to give you bird wyvern materials. Again, this is not a meta quest. You don't have to do it. It's not super important. Greeting the Gluttons, on the other hand, this quest, extremely important. Particularly if you play with me on my streams, I expect you to grind the crap out of this quest because this gives you meal vouchers so that you can pay for my meals whenever we go to... On a serious note, you get a ton of meal vouchers so that you can get 100% guaranteed meal buffs. So this is a very important quest. I myself should be grinding it, to be honest, because I'm down to like 30 or something meal vouchers. So yeah, I would advise you guys, if you're looking to get more meal vouchers, this is the quest that you want to do. Greeting the Gluttons. Really good quest. Timberland Troublemakers is very much in the same vein as Where Sun Meets Moon, except instead of dual blades, you are crafting a fluffy hammer. Also looks like a Downy Crake dummy looking thing. It's a very fluffy hammer. It's just for fun, and it's a sleep hammer. Again, it's one of those things that's more about the cosmetic look of the hammer itself. I actually have the tickets, and I never even forged the hammer, but I can forge it if I want to. Flesh Cleave to Bone is just a very specific quest. It's a low-rank quest to get materials from Odogoron and Radobon. It's not super important. You can skip this. Karen the Myth, it's a quest if you need low-ranking Karen materials. You can fight 2 Karens. Not super important unless you specifically need low-rank Karen materials. Wicked Wildspire Warfare. It says here that you can get lots of Armor Spheres and Armor Sphere Plus. In my opinion, during the events themselves, if you want to get Armor Spheres, do the daily bounties. Don't worry about Wicked Wildspire Warfare. That's just my personal take on it. If you really just want to get Armor Spheres, just log in every day and do your daily bounties. You're going to get plenty of Armor Spheres. And as a matter of fact, doing daily bounties is probably one of the best ways of getting Armor Spheres right now. Poison Posse, again, not super important, not really a big deal. Every Hunter's Dream, if you are a Greatsword main, this is the quest you want to do. This is, I believe, still the best Greatsword in the game. I'm not sure if it's still the best or not, because I'm not a Greatsword user. I don't play around with Greatsword all that much. But it's between this and the Devil Joe Greatsword, I think. Those are the 2 best, potentially. There might be another 1 or 2 good swords at Kulftaroth, I really don't know, but like this one is the easiest great sword to craft. It is also the winner of the weapon design contest, and it is also one of the coolest looking weapons in the game. So maybe even if you're not a great sword main, maybe you just want to craft it. It's a rocket powered great sword. It looks and animates beautifully. So even if you're not a great sword main, I'd advise you to check it out. But if you're limited on time, maybe you don't want to get it. However, if you are a greatsword main, definitely do every Hunter's Dream and upgrade that greatsword all the way into Wyvern Ignition, because I believe it begins with Wyvern Ignition Steel, and then it just becomes Wyvern Ignition. I forget what the name is, but it's the best gunblade. Triple Threat Takedown is decent to get Zenny, although I'm not sure that it's the best thing to get Zenny anymore or not. But basically, you come in here with your Bandit Mantle, beat the crap out of these 3 monsters, and you can get a lot of money. But I'm not sure that I would really waste my time on this quest. Scrapping with Sheamus allows you to forge Sealed Eye Patch Alpha, not a super important item. And there's also a layered armor version of it, so even if you want it for... how should I put it? If you want it for cosmetic reasons, there's a different quest that you can do. So scrapping with Sheamus, not super important. Gaze Upon the Dawn. This is basically if you need Zora Magdaros material rewards, because you can go and you can farm Zora Magdaros, which is a quest that is not always available in the game. However, during the events and during the festivals, it is going to be available 100% of the time. Wiggle Me Disc. Contribute to the Wiggler investigation. You can get a floppy Wiggler head armor. This is not the... It's not the layered armor version, though. It's the actual armor version. So there's another quest further down the line that I will tell you where you can get the Wiggler layered armor set, which is probably what you want to get. The Flash in the Pan. This allows you to forge Shadow Shades Alpha. Not super important. It is the Shadow Shades Alpha actual armor piece. It is not layered armor. There is another quest that allows you to actually craft the layered armor. Egg Lovers United. You can get the Kuluyaku head. Again, it's not the layered one, it's the armored one, so this quest not super important. Midnight Mayhem. This quest is actually wrongfully identified in the website. It says gather valuable high rank ores to help you create armor. The real thing that you get from this quest is the materials to, I mean, maybe you also get the high rank ores, but the materials to craft one of those standard looking lances. Like I told you, there's the one that you can get with the Appreciation Festival tickets. There is another one that you can get by doing this quest, which is another lance. Looks real good, standard, but it's mostly for cosmetic purposes. It is not meta at all. Mosswinen and Dining. This one's going to be a very limited time event. It is going to be available only on the from the 2nd of August to the 9th of August. This was the New Year's Day quest, and basically the Mosswines in this quest will one-shot you. You can't block them, you can't temporal mantle them, You just can't be there. You have to kill them from range. However, they give you a ton of feints, so you should be fine. The less feints you take, you're going to gain more money, and I think armor spheres as well. If I remember correctly, you can get a bunch of armor spheres from this quest. So this is to farm armor spheres as well as Zenny, and I also believe that you can farm the foe tickets to craft the Mosswine layered armor, as well as the feline layered armor. Not 100% sure, but I think you can do that in Mosswine and Undyne. However, there's also another quest that allows you to get the layered armor for the Mosswine head as well as the feline head. Okay, these next couple of quests are all about increased chances of getting crowns. Now, for those of you that don't understand what crowns are, it's basically like whenever you hunt a monster, it can come in different sizes. If he's really big, you can get a gold crown large size. If he's really small, you can get a gold crown small size. And there are trophies associated with this, and there's just people that want to hunt all of the crown monsters, right? That's what these quests are all about. So in the Coral Waltz, it's going to be a bunch of monsters that are in the Coral Highlands. I don't remember all the monsters by head, but naturally you're going to have Legiana, you're going to have Odogoron, you're going to have a bunch more of them. Basically, you can see those whenever you go to the quest. But the main point of these quests is that you are hunting for those crowns. So if you're not hunting for gold crowns, you shouldn't waste your time with these quests at all. So that is the Coral Waltz, which are the monsters that roam the Coral Highland, Deep Green Blues, which are the monsters that roam the Ancient Forest, Wildspire Bolero, the monsters that roam the Wildspire Wastes, Rollin with the Urich. No, wait, this one's different. This one's a different one. Let's focus on the rest of them. Effluvial Opera, which is the monsters in the Rotten Vale, and Rock and Roll Recess, which is the monsters that are in the Elder's Recess. So this allows you to get a higher chance to get gold crowns. It's not guaranteed. It's just a higher chance that each of the monsters in there can be a golden crown. So if you're farming for specific golden crowns, that's what you want to do. Rolling with the Uragon, they say you get Armor Sphere plus and Advanced Armor Spheres. I don't think this is worth your time at all, so I wouldn't waste my time with rolling with the Uragon. Like I said, in the if you want to get armor spheres and advanced armor spheres and all that stuff, do your daily bounties during the festivals. That is the best way to get them. This is how Revolt starts. This is if you need specifically Diablos or Black Diablos rewards. It gives you increased rewards. And the reason why I actually emphasize on this one is because Diablos has a lot of weapons that are meta, so therefore you might need specific Diablos materials, and there are some materials in Diablos that are a pain in the ass to get. So this is how Revolt Start is useful for that. If you are looking for specific Diablos materials, this is the quest that you want to be doing. Royal Pain, you can get the Mosswine Mask and Faux Feline layered armor. Like I told you, this basically makes your face look like a pig or like a cat. It is a cosmetic thing. If you don't want to get these cosmetic items, there's no use in doing this. King's Know No Fear, you can get the sealed eye patch and the Wiggler head. Remember, we talked about the Wiggler head earlier. You can get the layered armor versions of those things. A nose for an eye, as well as there's a couple of more. A nose for an eye, Snow and Cherry Blossoms, and which one was it? There's another one. No Tomorrow for Usurpers. Wow, I hate the fact that they're like all over the place in this list. But basically, Snow and Cherry Blossoms, as well as No Tomorrow for Usurpers, as well as, where's Snow and Cherry Blossoms? Did I miss it? Oh no, Snow and Cherry Blossoms, and a nose for an eye. Yeah, that's it. Okay, sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. Nose for an eye, Snow and Cherry Blossoms, as well as No Tomorrow for Usurpers. The thing about these quests is that they greatly increase your hunter rank. So if you need to increase your hunter rank, if you're one of those people that want to have 999 hunter rank before Iceborne hits, these are the quests that you want to be doing. Which one you do is completely up to you. I find Snow and Cherry Blossoms to be the easiest one by a long shot. But if you have an easier time with any of the other monsters, like maybe you have an easier time with, I think this one's Azure, Rathalos, and Anjanath. And then the No Tomorrow for Usurpers is just Basil Goose. If you have an easier time with these monsters, then do these quests. I just find Snow and Cherry Blossoms to be the easier one for me. It was also the first one that showed up. So if you want to like really increase your hunter rank, these are the events that you want to be doing. A Nose for an Eye, Snow and Cherry Blossoms, No Tomorrow for Usurpers. When Blue Dust surpasses Red Lust, this is the Arch-Tempered Lunastra quest. This allows you to forge Lunastra Gamma armor set and the Sakura layered armor. That is Sakura from Street Fighter. If you guys want to get that layered armor, this is the quest that you want to be doing. And it is pretty challenging, but the Lunastra Gamma set does have a couple of pieces that are useful, depending on what you want to do. So this is the quest to do that. The Heralds of Destruction Cry. This is the Arch-Tempered Nergigante. You'll be able to craft the Nergigante Gamma armor set as well as the Ryu layered armor set. So if you want to look like Ryu from Street Fighter whilst wearing whatever armor you want, this is the quest that you want to do. Also, if you're wondering about Nergigante Gamma set, it's got, in my opinion, one of the most meta armor pieces of the whole game, depending on how many attack decorations that you have, because attack decorations are super rare. I myself don't have all that many. I think I just got my 4th one with the free one that they just gave us at this event. However, if you do not have that many attack decorations like I do, the legs of this set come with 3 +3 attack, as well as 2 level 2 decoration slots, making it one of the most meta armor pieces in the game as far as I'm concerned. The other pieces are also okay. So, you know, if you want to get the Nergigante Gamma set, this is the quest to do. The Throne Taker. This is really more for the challenging, in my opinion. You're going to have to fight Tempered Nergigante, Tempered Teostra, and Tempered Lunastra. It is a bit of a pain to do if it's the first time that you're doing it. After you've done it once, it becomes a little bit easier. But basically, you get additional chances of stream stones. But there's an easier quest to do if you want to grind for stream stones. Okay, so this is mostly for the challenge. It doesn't give you anything unique or anything like that. Naturally, you get materials from each of the monsters, but there's better ways of getting. Like, you want Lunastra materials, go kill a Lunastra. You want Nergigante materials, go kill a Nergigante. It's much more efficient than killing all 3 of them at once. Like I said, this is mostly bragging rights and for the challenge. A simple task is not something that I would really go out and do. This is to get yourself additional investigations, specifically during the festivals. It's not really something you want to waste time in. And because now when you fight tempered monsters, you can get tempered investigations by breaking off their parts. So these gathering quests become less important, in my opinion. Keeper of the Underworld. This is just if you want to go fight regular Xeno'jiiva, because again, like Zora Magdaros, it is a quest that isn't always available. So if you just need Xeno'jiiva materials, this is the quest to go and do. Tracking the Delivery is another one of these gathering quests that you can get additional investigations. Differences in here, you can get tier 2 and tier 3 investigations, whereas simple task is you can get tier 1 and tier 2 investigations. Moving onwards, Relish the Moment. This right here is the Tempered Devil Joe quest. And this is probably one of the easier ways of getting Shining Stream Stones. Tempered Devil Joe can be somewhat challenging, but he is much more doable and much easier to farm, in my opinion, than the Throne Taker quest. And you still get the additional chance at getting your Shining Stream Stones. In addition to that, any of the Arch-Tempered monsters, any of the Arch-Tempered Elder Dragons, they are going to have additional chances of you getting Shining Stream Stones. So if you need to farm Arch-Tempered Elder Dragons, then you're better off just farming those and hoping that you get your Stream Stones that way. Whisper of White Mane, naturally, this is the Arch-Tempered Kirin. It is going to give you the Kirin Gamma set. It does have a couple of decent pieces, particularly with some free element, I think in the chest or something. I forget. It's been a long time since I've done it. And this is where you can get the Blossom Layered Armor. Remember, I told you at the start of this video that the spring festival event, you couldn't get the layered armor in regular ways. That's because of the layered armor came in the form of the Arch-Tempered Kirin. So, you know, there you go. If you want to get the Blossom layered armor set, you have to go fight Arch-Tempered Kirin. I have a guide for each of these. As a matter of fact, I have a guide that goes over all of the Arch-Tempered monsters with the exception of Arch-Tempered Nergigante, to which I have a separate guide to. So if you need, builds for each of these, you can check out that one. It has a big Xeno'jiva on the thumbnail and it says Nani. But anyway, that is Whisper White Mane. Then we have the Deathly Quiet Curtain, where you're going to face off against Arch-Tempered Valhazak. You'll be able to craft the Valhazak Gamma set as well as the Death Stench Layered Armor. And remember, increased chance at Shining Streamstones as well. This one's actually one of the easiest, in my opinion, one of the easiest Arch-Tempered. I know that a lot of people have issues with the Effluvia. I think this is the easiest one, though. Scorch of the Sun, Arch-Tempered Teostra. You'll be able to force the Teostra Gamma Armor set as well as the Dante Layered Armor set. So, if you're a big fan of Devil May Cry, this is definitely one of the quests that you want to be doing because the Dante Layered Armor looks hella good in Monster Hunter World, and it is actually probably one of the most worn layered armor sets in the community, in my opinion. Anyway, in regards to the Teostra Gamma Armor set, this is also very important because beyond getting yourself the Behemoth armor, which a lot of people struggle with because they don't have online connection or they're just solo players and they don't want to engage in playing multiplayer Monster Hunter, which I respect. If that's your thing, that's fine. But it's like basically if you don't engage in multiplayer Monster Hunter, you're going to struggle quite a bit to get the Behemoth armor set. Well, the Teostra Gamma armor set also comes with Master's Touch, which is the one of the really cool things about the Behemoth set, besides naturally the amazing stats that it brings. But the Teostra Gamma armor set basically allows you, if you put 3 pieces on there, there's a lot of good pieces that come with Critical Eye, and you gather 3 of those pieces, and you will also get Master's Touch, which means that whenever you crit, your weapon's not going to lose sharpness. So, this is an important armor set in my opinion. Then you got the Eye of the Storm. This is one of the more annoying ones. It is the Arch-Tempered Kushala the Aura. Basically, his wind armor is active almost all the time. I would advise you to take the I think it's 3-piece set from regular Kushala, so that you get immunity to his wind aura, so that you can actually attack, particularly if you're a Blade Master. That is going to help you off a lot. And if you do kill him, you'll be able to craft Kushala Gamma. There's a couple of good pieces, particularly for me with the gloves. The gloves come with +2 focus and also decent sockets. So the gloves in this set is something that I personally really like as someone that uses the Charge Blade quite a bit. But other than that, the other pieces, I think some of them come with handicraft. Oh yeah, the helmet also has some decent handicraft. So it might be useful on a couple of mixed sets depending on the type of mixed sets that you're trying to do. And you can also get the Guild Cross layered armor. Then you have Undying Alpenglow. This is Arch-Tempered Zora Magdaros. It is super easy to do. It's a little bit more challenging than regular Zora Magdaros, but it's still very much doable. It just requires a whole lot of patience. I would advise you to do this in a group if you have a chance to, because it is easier and it is also more fun, because this is a quest, in my opinion, that was designed for a group rather than being played solo. You'll be able to get the Zora Gamma armor set, which is actually decent. Some of the parts are decent, whereas the basic Zora armor is not that great. And then you also get the Origin layered armor set. Oh, I actually thought that you got the Origin layered armor set from the Winterfest. I guess you don't. I guess I was wrong. So if you want to get the Origin layered armor set, you have to do Arch-Tempered Zora Magdaros. Moving right along, like a moth to flame, this is Arch-Tempered Xeno'jiva. You'll be able to craft the Xeno Gamma armor and the Commission layered armor, which, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of my favorite armor sets. I actually use this armor set all the time with layered armor. The Xeno Gamma set is also extremely important for gunners because it's going to bring in the Razor Sharp Spare Shot set bonus, which a lot of gunners are going to want. So this is extremely important quest for gunners primarily. Again, I have a guide on this monster if you want to look that up in the channel. The Greatest Jagras, this is potentially the best way for you to farm decorations. If you are hunting for specific decorations, this is your best bet. The way that you want to do this, though, is you want to let the Great Jagras eat, and then you want to beat him until he barfs it all up. Because when he barfs it up, that's when he coughs up the decorations that you want. Again, I have a guide on this where I go into a build that I use, why I use that build. It's a super easy to use build. and it will get you some pretty good results with the Greatest Jagras. And then there is the names Lavazza. The reason why these monsters were picked, by the way, is because the Great Jagras was the most hunted monster of the year, and the Lavazza was the least hunted monster of the year. But the whole thing about both of these monsters is that they both drop more gems than usual. Lavazza, on the other hand, he's going to drop decorations whenever he spits his big lava bombs, if I remember correctly. It is much easier to do the Greatest Jagras, in my opinion, and it is also a lot easier to farm it because you'll be able to get the Jagras to vomit more often than you get the Lavazza to fire fireballs that actually drop jewels. From my experience, you will get more rewards from the Greatest Jagras than Lavazza, but you know, that's just my experience. Also, it looks like they will be available on different times. So Greatest Jagras is going to be available from the 25th of July until the 8th of August, and from that moment onwards, it's going to be the name's Lavazza. So if you're hunting for decorations, depending on the date that you are hunting for them, these are going to be the best quests to get. Whew. Anyways, now we're on to challenge quests. So these are arena quests. You will need to take these from the Gathering Hub, and they're all going to be tuned for 2 players. They're very much soloable. I've soloed all of these quests. They're not super hard, but it's going to be more challenging than the previous event quests that we've been talking about. Down the Dark Muddy Path gives you the low rank Ryu armor set. Empress in Full Bloom gives you, and again, this Ryu armor set is very much like a full armor set. It's not something that you can pick and choose the different parts. It is not meta, so if you're looking for meta, this is not that meta, so I wouldn't bother too much with it. Again, this is the low rank version of the set. There's a high rank version as well. Then you have 3 versions of Empress in Full Bloom. This is going to allow you to forge the high rank Sakura armor set. The only difference in these is going to be the weapons that are available in the hunt. So you don't have to do all 3 of them. You just pick which one has the weapon that you want and you run that one. Okay, they all give the same rewards, so don't be thinking like, oh, I got to do 1 and then 2 and then 3. No, you just have to do one of these. Just pick whichever one you want. Give us Sakura Alpha full armor set. This is not layered. Remember, the layered is when red dust surpassed, when blue lust surpassed red dust, whatever that was, that the quest with Lunastra. So this is the actual armor set, not the layered armor set. Then we have the Awakened Satsui no Hado. This is the Ryu high rank armor set. Again, full armor set. You can't mix and match. Not layered. For the layered armor set, you want to do the Arch-Tempered Nergigante that we talked about earlier. And very much like Empress in Full Bloom, there's 3 quests here because of the different weapons that are available in the quest. You just have to pick the one that has the weapon that you want and do that one. Vespoid Infestation. If I remember correctly, this one is not that important. I think you get to craft the butterfly set for male characters and the beetle set for female characters. Yeah, that's what you get to do. This is the low-ranking version of those armors, though, and it is not layered. It is just the low-ranking version of those, so not super important. Gajalaka Outbreak, however, this one is much better because it allows you to get your Palico the Gajalaka set as well as the Butterfly Layered Armor. Also, whenever you have a daily to do a challenge, this one is one of the easier challenges to do because you can basically just take like a heavy bowgun. You can get this quest done in like less than a minute. Well, maybe not less than a minute if it's your first time doing it, but you can get this quest done really, really fast. It's just the annoying thing is that there's a Baroth in there constantly knocking you down, but it's a super easy quest to do. You can get your Palico the Gajalaka set, which, by the way, the Gajalaka headpiece is the best Palico headpiece in the game, and if you disagree, it's okay, but you're wrong. And then you can also get yourself the Butterfly Alert armor set for both characters. Then there's also Challenge Quest 1 Intermediate. This is just to get arena coins. Gale and Fang and Fang Slay event. This is championship events. So these are not designed for you to get gear. This is just for you to see how you stack up against some of the best players of Monster Hunter in the world. Devil Joe Slay event. Again, another Monster Hunter championship quest. When Law Meets War, another championship quest. Challenge 2 intermediates is just to get arena coins. Nergigante Slay event. This is, again, a challenge quest. As you guys can see, Championship 2018, the best of the best. Championship 2018. You still get rewards for doing these, by the way. You still get like your arena coins, stuff like that. But the main objective of this is to see how you stack up against the best players in the world. There's worldwide rankings and all that stuff. There's like a whole ladder system or whatnot. I don't really engage too much with the competitive side of it, so I don't really care all that much. And that's the same thing, best of the best, Hunter and Blue Empress. This is, again, Championship 2018. And finally, Challenge Quest 1, Expert, go and get your arena coins. This is just a quest to get arena coins, so not super important. Hopefully, this video helped you out finding the thing that you wanted to get from all of these events. I realize that this is a fairly long video. Not everybody's going to want to watch it, but, you know, it is very much just like my full guide to every single event we know so far. If, in the meantime, I become aware of a new event that hasn't really been talked about, I will make a video about it. But as it stands right now, I think that these are all of the events that we're going to see until Iceborne hits. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Remember, you can subscribe to stay tuned to all of my content. Hit the bell notification icon if you do, though, because otherwise YouTube doesn't give a damn, ain't gonna send you nothing. Comments and feedback in the comment section down below. If you want to ask me something live, you can find me over on twitch.tv/Rurikhan. Probably going to be streaming some Final Fantasy XIV. Like I said, throughout the month of August, that is going to be something that I'm going to be doing a whole lot of. Love you all. Stay strong, and may your shields never break.